So I haven't done a PSA in a while, and some things have been sitting pretty heavy on my heart, and I felt compelled to share it here because I'm sure there's other women that feel exactly the same way that I do. It is extremely difficult for any woman, particularly a mom coming out of a marriage, to open up her heart to somebody else. And I have now twice allowed myself to become vulnerable and been completely crushed by it, to the point where I honestly rather just be alone, because I can't take the pain that I'm feeling every single day.
If it's really that bad and she really wanted to see some change in her life, she would not be on the internet doing this. She did this whole PSA to get sympathy. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and break down that video. Before we do, take a second to confirm that you are subscribed to this channel. If not, go ahead and smash that button and sub. Also, click that notification bell so that you're updated when new videos drop just like this one. Make sure to include the words "new subscriber" below in the comments, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. Today we have a single mama, and she's having a hard time in these streets.
So I haven't done a PSA in a while, and some things have been sitting pretty heavy on my heart.
On the screen here she wrote, "Don't come into my life if you don't intend to stay." I'm thinking when you meet someone, you're getting to know each other, you two are evaluating each other. So if you find out during that time that you are not compatible, it only makes sense to break things off. What she's wanting is to force a man to come into her life and make him stay there no matter what's revealed during that evaluation process. That goes for men and women. You can't just lock people down from the beginning and say that we're together no matter what when you're not even done with the vetting process. Basically, she's trying to shame and guilt men into commitment, and that's not gonna work. You cannot make people be with you. You cannot make somebody want you. Everyone has a choice.
And I felt compelled to share it here because I'm sure there's other women that feel exactly the same way that I do.
And that's true. There are a lot of women that feel just like you, and this is why you all continue to have the same problem. You get together, you keep lying to each other to make yourselves feel better. Meanwhile, you still feel bad and nothing is changing. Y'all are just comforting each other, sabotaging each other, and it's keeping all of y'all single. That's why for the women out there, if you're single and you know you want a man, you're gonna have to let go some of your single friends. Trust me, they do not want to see you happy, and they only want you to stay in the same place because they know they can't get a man. And then she wrote that women's hearts are not toys to be played with. And that's when I have to question your vetting process. Who are you selecting to come in your life? Are you paying attention to any of the red flags? Or are you desperately trying to make someone commit to you to the point that you're ignoring all the signs that that man is not really into you?
It is extremely difficult for any woman, particularly a mom coming out of a marriage, to open up her heart to somebody else.
And this is exactly why you should have stayed with your husband. But the problem is, she's been listening to all the feminists. She thought that she was better than him. She could do better. And yeah, maybe 20 years ago you could have done better. Yeah, maybe before you got the husband and you had his babies, maybe then you could have done better. But you two are way past that point. His kids, you have them there and they serve as evidence. And see, the problem is she thought her value didn't change. So she can go back out to the streets and everything will be just like it used to be. But she had to find out the cold hard truth that these streets are cold. Instead of getting on the internet and talking about this to everyone, you should be calling up your husband and talking to him about this and figuring out a way that y'all could work it out and bring your family back together. You cannot destroy your home, leave, and then expect for another man to come in there and commit to you and your husband's kids. It's just not gonna work like that. This is not 1990. This is not the 2000s. We are in 2021 and the streets are the coldest I believe they've ever been. Let him know that you're back to reality and go bundle up with him again.
And I have now twice allowed myself to become vulnerable and been completely crushed by it, to the point where I honestly rather just be alone, because I can't take the pain that I'm feeling every single day.
See, she had 2 guys, she was really into them, and she got rejected by both because even if they thought she was cool, neither one of them wanted to commit to her or her kids. It may be that she's not the exceptional woman that she thought she was. Who knows? In the past, before she got married, she was probably used to rejecting men, but now things have changed, and she's the one that's on the side of the rejection. So she says she may have to be single, and that's true too. If you and your man cannot reconcile and bring your family back together, that's just what you may have to do, especially if you can't get over the rejection that comes with dating. And hey, there may be a man out there that's willing to simp for her, but guess what? She does not want him. 9 times out of 10, the man she's qualified for, she's thinking that he's not qualified for her. Somehow she has got to convince a man that she and her ready-made family that they are all worth the liability. Now, you may have some women out there who can do that. And if you're able to do it, be grateful and appreciate him. Don't think that he won anything. You are the lucky one, and remember that. Don't let your head get too big and mess that up. The truth is that modern women think they are entitled to a man. And not just any man, but they have certain standards. It's a certain man they want. What they don't understand is the man they want, he also has standards. The men you're able to attract at 30 and 40, it may be different from what you pulled at 20. And I'm not just talking about what you can pull, but what you can keep. Of course, there are always men out there willing to play with you, but don't confuse that with a real candidate. And somebody's gonna come in here and tell me that their mom was able to get them a stepdad or their grandmother was able to do it. Please understand that things have changed. A lot of you are asking for the same deal that your mom and grandmother got, but you're not even half the woman. Are you measuring up to the same woman that your mom was or your grandmother was? Are you better than them? You also have to understand that a lot of men, they just don't want to hear that these days. They don't want the liability. So all of that has to be considered. And of course, again, if you successfully found a stepdad for your kids, congratulations, don't let him go. It's not likely that you will find another him. Not today. You'll be like this woman right here who is realizing there is nothing out here in these streets. You know, hopefully she's able to see that. But you know, most modern women, you can't tell them anything anyway. One time for Crystal, Shad, Mr. McGee, Dark Power, Reginald, and Big Money Kier. Thank you all for contributing to this channel. Want to see more content like this? You can support this channel as well. You can find the links to Cash App and PayPal in the description. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.